Hey guys, it's Lindsay. So for this week we are doing a tips for our position week, and my position is low left attack, but I'm going to be doing my tips for basically every attack position. So for the basics of attack, I would say that it's really important to be able to help the other attackers and other middies, like make sure you're V-cutting and trying to get open to help them. Kind of going along the lines of that, work off ball and with the ball. You should be working just as hard as you would if you had the ball when you're not even close to the ball. Now I'm going to have some tips for certain positions like high and low. So I used to play high attack, but now I play low attack, but I still have some tips for the high attackers. Be able to clear through. It really helps with the other people. It helps them get open because you're getting your defender out of the way so they have space to dodge. To get open, it really helps if you're able to V-cutting. So when you V-cut, you basically run kind of into the 8, like along the 8, and then you pop back out fast, shaking off your defender. That's all the tips that I have for high attack. I know there's not much, but since I don't really play that position most of the time, I don't have much to say. But if you really play high attack and you want to know more, you can go and check out Kathleen's video, which will be uploaded Friday. But I do have many tips for low attack. Use the crease to your advantage. If your girl, your defender, is pushing out all the way down to X, use it to your advantage. Basically, put your foot almost on the goal circle and run around, keeping her on your back so she has no chance of getting her stick in the way of your shot. And then you can just come around and it's basically a one-on-one with just you and the goalie. But if the other girls on defense are good and they slide to you, then your teammates will be open 99% of the time. When you are at X, you do have a bit of an advantage because really the defense has no chance to beat down on you. But I mean, when you are down there, if they don't chase you behind, don't jog behind at X. It gives them the advantage. Ground balls are very important to lacrosse, and it's also a very important job for attackers and defenders, basically anybody. But on attack, when you get a ground ball, if you're anywhere near the cage, immediately turn and face the goal. Like, you may be open, you might not. But if you turn and face, you'll see all the other girls. You see who's open, you'll see if you're open. Stick protection is also very important for an attacker. If you run, it's really helpful because then you're keeping your stick away from your defender and they have really no chance to check you or block your passes or block passes coming to you. So an attacker's job is basically to score and attack the cage. So when you are attacking the cage, it's really important that you dodge your defender so that it's harder for them to defend you and you'll have your hands open faster and easier for your shot. I've always been taught to dodge a stick length and one step away because then it gives you room to come to your defender, meet her, and then get right around her. It's just the perfect spacing. Don't dodge if there's an open man. If you have another attacker that's wide open, there's no point of dodging. Just throw them the ball and then they can dodge, and they don't really even need to dodge. They can just run right to the goal. Shooting on the run is very important. It's much easier because you'll be catching it and then you're right there ready to shoot. If you're shooting and you have time and room, you want to make sure that you turn your shoulders and hips. So basically you're rotating like that. It gives you a lot more power on the ball and it's a lot harder for the goalie to save it, and your defenders won't want to stand in front of that. If you're shooting inside of like the 8 when you're like right near the crease, you want to make sure that you have little hands. Like, get your hands close together so all you have to do is just a little kind of like a poke shot, and you don't have to like wind up and do all this. When you are shooting on the crease, accuracy is what's important. There's no need to do any rotating at all because really speed doesn't matter with your shot because you're right there. There's no distance that the ball will really have to travel. You just need a little bit of oomph and then place it in the corners. The last tip that I have for attackers is when you're riding the ball. Riding is very, very important because, I mean, if you shoot it, the goalie makes a save. You shoot it and it goes out of bounds and your team isn't closest. And then you guys have to, as the attackers, you have to redefend so that you can pressure the ball and get it back so you can try and attack again. As attackmen, don't think that your job is done after the goalie makes a save. Make sure that during practice you are paying attention to the defense, because just because you're offense doesn't mean you aren't going to play defense. When you're redefending, you're doing defense. So make sure that you pay attention so that you know how to do your team's special type of defense. Let me know if you want to see my wall bow routine. I know that Kristen posted hers, but mine's a little bit different, so let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. Also, comment any other video ideas that you want to see, like off-season ways to get in shape or stay in shape. All about my stick, where I can just tell you guys where I got my stick, what it is, basically. and any other stuff that you guys would like to see. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye!